to this second beginners Pilates class. Nice to see a few of you signed in. There's a few people that I can see that are live now. If you do have any comments or questions, drop them in now, or maybe at the end. Obviously, when we're doing the actual class, I probably won't be able to see an awful lot, but I can glance over occasionally and see if there's anything, try and give people a mention. But yeah, so welcome to the beginners session. If you didn't join us last week, all you really need is a mat or some space for your body to kind of lay out on the floor. You can do this on carpets. There's enough to be a mat if you don't have one. And the beginner session is really quite basic, so it's for anyone that has never done Pilates or has very little Pilates experience. And it's really just to go through some of the kind of foundational type moves and activating certain muscles and just learning a little bit about those muscles and the breathing. So it'll be quite simple, but if you enjoy it and you want to carry on, then there's another session at 12:45 which you could do just to see how it feels. If anyone has any injuries or anything like that, obviously I can't advise because I don't know what they are, but I would just say listen to your body. If there's anything that causes you any pain or discomfort during the class, obviously stop, don't work through it, don't push through, think it'll get better. If there's anything, it's unlikely, but if there's any sort of sharp pains that you have, just stop and take a stretch. And if anyone's pregnant, I would advise maybe not starting Pilates now, but trying to find some YouTube videos for prenatal type Pilates exercises, which are slightly different. They're modified in different ways for people that are pregnant. So having said all that, let's get going. So we're going to start off just laying down on the mat, so nice and easy to start with. But we're going to have our knees bent and our feet flat on the floor. So we're going to have our feet roughly hip distance, and then we're just going to lay back on the floor. Now, if you feel like your neck is kind of uncomfortable and your head is doing this kind of position, if you've got tight neck muscles, you can always use a rolled up towel and just place it underneath your head, like so, just to give you a bit more comfort for your neck. But if you don't need that, push it away and just relax down. Okay, so the first thing I want you to think about is just relaxing everything against the mat. So your spine, your ribs, your pelvis, everything, the shoulders, just relaxing down into the mat and just turning your head really gently from side to side, just to make sure that there's no tension crept into the neck. There may be a little bit if you've been sitting for a long time. So just relaxing the head and then just having the eye line looking up at the ceiling or keeping the eyes closed while I try and describe the next few moves. So the first thing we're going to do is just bring some awareness to the shoulders, and we're going to take the arms up in the air so that they're straight above the shoulders and the fingers are reaching towards the ceiling. So at the moment, the shoulder is down on the mat, and then all we're going to do is just inhale and reach as if we're trying to touch the ceiling, but keeping the ribs on the floor and just letting the shoulder lift up. Yeah. So you're inhaling, reach, 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 and then exhaling, dropping down. We're going to do this 3 more times, nice and easy and simple. Inhale and reach up, and then exhale, drop down. 2 more times. Inhale, reach up, and exhale, drop down. So it's quite a small movement. We're just bringing awareness to the muscles around the shoulders. Inhale, reach up, reach, reach, reach. Make this your highest reach possible. And then exhale down. Now we're going to do something different. We're going to take the arms out to the side. So we're going to inhale and just take the arms out, slight bend in the elbow, and then exhale just to bring the hands back where they were. All the while keeping everything really stable here. Inhale and exhale. Good. 2 more. Inhale and exhale. 1 last time. So you're just bringing the hands back above the shoulders, not all the way together. Good. Now we're going to inhale and take the arms back. Now this is the tricky one, where sometimes we'll kind of arch our back and lift our ribs away from the floor, but I want you to really draw in these belly muscles so that they stay really still and solid. Inhale, reach back, and then exhale, bring the hands down towards the hips. So every time you exhale, when you think about drawing in the belly muscles, in and up, inhale, reach back as far as you can. Doesn't matter if you touch the floor, and then exhale back. 1 more time like this. Inhale and exhale through the mouth if you can. Inhale through the nose. Now we're going to make it a little bit more complex. We're going to take 1 arm back and 1 arm forward, and then exhale, change. Inhale as you reach, exhale as you swap in the center. So this should feel quite nice on the shoulders, especially if you've got tight shoulders. A little stretch and release for the shoulders and the chest. Let's do a couple more. Exhale as you change. Inhale in the middle, exhale, good. Now we're going to add on a bit of a leg movement here. So we're going to stretch our right leg along the floor in a nice straight line on an inhale. And then as we bring it back in, let's have the arm up in the air. We're going to take the opposite arm back and the opposite leg out. Bit of coordination for Wednesday, Thursday lunchtime even. So reach back and then exhale, bring the hands back to where they started and the knee. Good. So this is a nice simple one. We're working the lower abdominals a little bit more here. So you're just sliding the heel along the floor and back. Keeping the lower back really happy. So it should be quite relaxed, gentle activation of those muscles around your waist. Let's do 2 more, okay? Exhale as you bring that arm and leg back in. Inhale as you take it out. Good. And then just bring one knee in and the other knee in and just hug them in. So you can rock a little bit from side to side just to release through the lower back. Just notice how your back feels at the moment. Good. And then we're just going to take one foot down and the other foot down. So we're going to do a little bit more with the legs now. So we've woken up the legs a tiny bit. We're just going to relax the arms down by the side of the hips now. And we're going to just do our knee drops out to the side. So we're going to just inhale and just turn on the foot and just open the knee out as far as it will comfortably go without this opposite hip lifting. And then exhale, draw the leg back to where you started. So use the abdominal muscles to draw everything back in. These muscles between your hips here should be quite strongly activated as you pull back with those legs. We're going to alternate. We're going to go to the other side. Inhale out. Exhale. Pull the leg back and using these muscles rather than the leg muscles. Inhale out. Exhale back. Good. So really try and keep these hips level, as if you had a spirit level across them, and you don't want them to rock from side to side. Watch what the opposite leg does as well. Sometimes it'll kind of copy and drop out to the side, so you have to hold it still. So you're really thinking about the movement, sending that message from the brain down to the muscles. Let's do one more each side. Exhale back. So just turning on the foot. The feet are still hip distance. They're not creeping in together. They sometimes want to do that, so we'll stop them doing that. And then we're going to progress this now a little bit more. So we're going to exhale and float our front leg or left leg up to our tabletop position, knee above hip. And then we're going to try and lift the right leg too. Now, if this is too much, just work with one leg at a time, okay? So we're going to tap down on an inhale. Exhale to bring the leg back. Change sides. Inhale, tap. Exhale back. If this is too much or it's pulling on your low back, just go a couple of inches down and then bring it back up. You don't have to go all the way to the floor, but if it feels okay, you're feeling stable, you can take your foot all the way down. Good. So again, you're trying to keep your hips level, you're drawing your belly in and up, just activating a light brace there just to keep everything stable and still. Good. So we're going to do 4 more of these. 2 each leg. Don't worry if you forget counting or whatever. You can. Doesn't matter if you just do a few more on one side than the other. The body won't know the difference between a couple of repetitions. So just hug those knees in. We're just getting used to the moves on this beginner's class, so don't worry too much. Just try and relax a bit and just make sure that you breathe, okay? So the next move that we're going to do is our chest lift. We're going to interlace our fingers and then just bring them around the back of the head. First, try and keep the elbows wide if you can. And just take a big inhale here before we come up. So we're going to inhale, keep the pelvis where it is and not kind of arch or tuck. So you're going to keep it somewhere in the middle of those positions, nice and relaxed. Inhale, and then exhale as you lift and look straight through your legs. So you're not looking up at the ceiling like this. This is quite a strong contraction of the abdominals. We'll just slightly round the spine and look straight ahead. And then we're just going to lower back down. So you're going to keep it nice and simple. Just the lower and lift, exhale. And inhale slowly down. 4 more. And down. So the slower you go, the better. Keep the elbows wide. Try not to let them creep in. 2 more to go. And back down. Good. And 1 more. Good. And back down. So relax the head back down for a second. Now we're going to try our hundreds because it's the one exercise that should be in every Pilates class, even if it's a beginner's. We normally do 100 repetitions of this movement, but we're going to maybe do a little bit less because it is a beginner's class. But I want you to know how it works. If you haven't done it before, you're going to love it. Okay, so you're going to reach your arms back like we did earlier, and then we're going to exhale and reach our arms forward and then lift our head and our shoulders. So scooping the belly in and up. Just try and relax the shoulders if you can. Bring the hands to roughly mid-thigh height, and then the mat is going to be the bottom of our movement. So we're going to move our arms really quickly in this range. So keep reaching forward and keep nice straight arms from the shoulder all the way down. So we're going to keep pumping with those arms, looking straight down, and then you're going to inhale and exhale. So you're inhaling for 5 counts and exhaling for 5 counts. So this is a beginner's move because we have our feet on the floor. We'll show you over the next few weeks how to progress this one, but we're going to keep it simple for today. Okay, so you're reaching the arms forward. If your neck starts to bother you, you can place one hand behind the head and just hold it there, and then swap. Keep it going, keep breathing, guys. Keep those arms pumping nice and strong. Okay, so we're reaching and pumping with the arms. If your neck starts to really bother you and it's not helping to have one hand behind your head, then just place your head down for now, but keep the arms going, yeah? So keep those arms going. It's destabilizing our torso. We're having to draw our abdominal muscles in and strongly contract them to keep ourselves nice and still. Okay, so we're just going to do 10 more here. In with the air and exhale. And then we're just going to lower down. So hopefully you felt a little bit of activation in the front of the body with the abdominals warming up and contracting. So that just gives us a nice activation of the front muscles of the body, which we want to strengthen quite a bit in our Pilates moves. Okay, so the next move that we're going to be doing is a roll back. So if you have any back issues, you might not want to do the actual rolling, but I'll take you through a couple of options. So you can either turn onto your side and come up to seated, or you can hold behind your knees and roll yourself to seated. Okay, so before we do any rolling, the next move in the sequence is normally the roll down, so full roll down and roll back up, but instead of doing full roll down today, we're just going to do a half roll back. So we're going to keep our feet just in front of us and our legs in a position where it's comfortable. So if your hip flexors are tight, you might want to extend your legs a little bit longer. You can fully extend them if that's comfortable for you and you have the flexibility in the back of the legs. Otherwise, you can bend the knees. Okay, so we're going to start off holding on to the back of the legs just to start with. Sitting really tall. I'm just going to come to the side slightly so you can see from a side angle. So we're going to roll back just about halfway, maybe even a third of the way. But what I want you to think about doing is starting off with a straight spine, sitting tall, lifting the belly in and up. And then as you exhale, really draw the low belly in and start to round through the low back, tucking the pelvis under. So you're just rolling back to the point where you can't go any further without letting go of your hands. Now, once you've got this nice, strong position, you can take your hands away and just test how it feels. Now, it's going to be challenging. You should feel a bit of shaking going on in the abdominals here. That's good. If it's really difficult to bring your hands back to your legs, if not, just hold here. So keep breathing, but let the shoulders go. So just have a little shake of the shoulders. Now, we're going to come back up in this nice, strong, scoop position. So we're going to just tuck the chin slightly, exhale and roll back up. And then when the shoulders come over the hips, you just straighten the spine, lift the crown of the head up to the ceiling. So we're going to do that 4 more times, see how it goes, yeah? And I might give you an arm option when we're down there if we're holding for a while. So you can always just hold with the hands behind the knees. Let's scoop again, scoop with a low belly, and come back. Okay, so you can be holding, remember, or you can be challenging yourself a little bit more by taking the hands away. Now, we're going to stay here for about 10 seconds. So if you're shaking, that's good. That means you're getting stronger. If you want the extra challenge, we're going to just take the front arm up and then bring it down. And then the back arm. And then you can probably hear my voice is shaking a bit when I do that. Okay, and then we're going to scoop the belly round and come back up. Remember, shoulders over hips, straighten spine and sit tall. Let's do 2 more. Exhale, round back. So make sure the spine is comfortable. If it feels that you've gone too far and you're feeling it in your low back, just come up slightly. So keep that scoop in the low belly. If you want to do the arm movement, you can come with me, or you can just hold here. Good, and reach up. And then we roll back. Back to seated tall. Arms in line with shoulders. Let's do one more. Exhale around, roll back. And then reach if you want to, or hold on to those legs, it's fine. Whichever option you're feeling that you want right now. And then roll back up to sit tall. Now, if you want to try the roll, I'm just going to do a quick demo of it. But I'm just going to turn around this way because it's probably easier for you to see. And I'm just going to roll the mat back so that I've got some padding behind me. So if you've got a thin mat, I would recommend just doubling it over for this. Okay, so you're going to bring your feet in as close as you can to your bottom. If you don't want to roll, you can still do this, but you can just lift your feet off and hold. So you're still tucking the low belly, scooping out there, and just holding here and balancing. Okay, so you can just hold and balance. While some of us might want to roll, there's quite a few of you in the room at the moment, so maybe you want to join me. So you're going to scoop the belly, round back as much as you can, let the muscles go in the spine, and then roll back. Inhale, exhale, come up and balance. 2 more. Inhale, exhale, come up and balance. 1 more. And balance. Good, and then just bring the feet down. Roll the mat back out if you have it folded up. And then we're going to come into a side movement now. So a side bend, but a beginner's version. So you're going to have your knees stacked and your ankles stacked in line with your bottom. And then we're going to come onto our elbow actually, to make it a bit less intense for the shoulders. We're still going to strengthen the shoulders while we're doing this. You want your elbow directly underneath your shoulder. And then I want you to just bring your hand to your underneath side waist, because this is where you're going to be activating. The feet stay down and the knees stay down. All we're going to do is exhale and just lift the hips. So you should feel the muscles underneath your side waist quite strongly contracting right here. And this is a simple move that you can just do a few times. So you just come down, the hips come down to the mat, and then you exhale to come back up. So you can stay with this, because it's nice and simple. But it does work. If you did quite a few of these, you start to feel it. If you want to make it a little bit more challenging, you can take the top leg and reach it away. And then when you come back down, just bend the leg again. So you're exhaling to come up, pushing down into the elbow, straight underneath your shoulder. Keep the shoulder safe. Let's do 3 more. Exhale down. Push down into the knee and the foot. And one last time. Exhale and lower. Okay, we're going to come straight into our sideline kicks since we're almost there already. So now you're going to lay in a nice straight line with your legs stacked. So knees, hips and ankles all stacked. Hand just resting under your head. Front hand just resting on the floor. Bring the feet forwards. So we're just going to do the simple kicks and then a few circles. And then we'll move over to the other side to do the same thing. Okay, so we're going to lift that top leg. And then we're going to kick, so keep it hip height, push down on the bottom foot. Then we're going to kick this front leg forward without moving the upper body. Yeah, so kick it as far forward as you can. And then slowly take it back so that you come back in line with the body. No further, yeah, just for now. So keep the belly lifted in and up. That will help keep you stable. So just forward and back, like a pendulum. Nice and slow, fingers resting here for a little bit extra balance. Good, so kick forwards, push down on that bottom foot. Good. Let's do 3 more. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. One last time. Good, now bring the foot back, still hip distance with the feet. And then with this top leg, you're still pushing down on the bottom leg. That's super important. That's like one of the most important things to do in this move. This bottom leg is active. Squeeze both sides of your bottom. Then you're just going to do mini circles coming forward with the foot, the top foot. 5 times. And then we're going to change directions. So we're going to go the other way. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now we're going to change again. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And one last direction change. Keep reaching that leg really long as if you're trying to touch the opposite wall. 2 and 1. And then you're just going to bring that leg forward and just give yourself a tap here. It might be a little bit tight here from just activating these muscles in the hips and glutes, and just to kind of wake them up. Hopefully you felt something. Okay, so we're going to come onto the other side, but before we do that, we're just going to do a little back activation exercise, which is called dart. So we're going to roll onto our front, because we're almost there already. And then your hands are just going to face up. So the palms face the ceiling. Bring the big toes together and the heels drop apart. So your legs are quite close, but not so close. Not just yet. We're going to save that. Okay, so you're going to lift your head off of the floor slightly, just an inch off of the floor. So your neck's nice and long. And then all we're going to do is a little activation exercise for the back of the body. So we're going to lift the head and the shoulders. We're going to bring the hands to the outside of the hips, squeeze the arms into the side of the body, and squeeze the heels together. And you may want to lift your feet off the floor, but try and keep the legs super straight. So you're squeezing everything into a nice long dart shape. And then you just lower down and relax everything. We can do this 4 more times, so let's go for it. Exhale. Exhale all that air away. Keep the belly lifted in and up. And then inhale, relax. 3 more to go. Exhale. Draw the shoulders back away from the ears. And then lower down. 2 more. Exhale. Squeeze those shoulder blades towards each other. Squeeze your bottom, squeeze the knees, squeeze the heels. That's it. And then one last time, we're going to hold it up here for 10 seconds if we can. So heels, glutes, hands, shoulders. Keep breathing. You can come up higher if you want more of a challenge. You should be feeling this in the back of the body, the whole back of the body. 3, 2, and 1. Relax down. Okay, just bring your hands under your shoulders. Push yourself back. So keep your belly lifted in and up. And you sit back. Just to stretch the chest a little bit. Okay, now we have to come around to the other side for our side bends and side kicks. Otherwise, we're going to be all lopsided. So first off, we just start with the knees together, the feet together, in line with the bottom. Picking up all this fluff from the floor. Okay, so getting ready, we're going to come down onto our elbow. Remember, elbow underneath shoulder to keep the shoulder safe and everything in alignment. So getting ready to lift up, we're just going to squeeze and lift the belly in and up, holding onto the underneath side waist. Just simple to start with, we just lift up. So the hips just come up into the air and then they come back down. So with an exhale, lift up, inhale to lower, exhale to lift, inhale to lower. So stay like this if this is challenging enough. You just want to get used to the movement. If you want a little bit more, you can extend that top leg as you come up and then lower. So kicking out and down, out and down. Should we do 4 more? Exhale as you lift, extend the leg, and down. So try and keep the head and neck in line as well. Everything's nice positioning. 2 more, lost count now. And last one. Good, now you come back down onto the floor. You can lay down now, you can give that side waist a little break. I felt that more on this side for some reason. Okay, bringing the feet forwards so that we have our good setup. The bottom foot pushed down into the floor, the top leg lifted to hip height. Squeeze your bottom, squeeze everything, stretch that top leg away, and then go forwards. So if you find that you're kind of doing this, then just make the move smaller. It doesn't happen, believe me. I'm pretty sure I started off like that. So you need to just bring some body awareness. You want to keep everything still. And then just kick really slowly, push down into the bottom foot. That's going to stop you swaying. So that really is your anchor, yeah? Good. So fingertips just resting here. We're not kind of pushing down for dear life. It's another thing that I see quite a bit in classes. The elbow and the shoulders kind of squashed up. Just relax the neck and keep everything really soft. Except for here. So keep the belly lifted in and up. That's nice and strong. It's your powerhouse, as they call it in Pilates. Good. Let's do 3 more kicks. And 2. And 1. Good. Then we're going to bring that leg back, getting ready for these lovely circles, which you're going to learn to love over the week. Okay, so we're going 5 forward, 4, football-sized circles, 3, 2, 1. Change direction. Keep reaching that leg really long. And change again. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. One last direction change. 5. I know it's burning. 4, 3, 2, and 1. So we're there now. We can bring that knee forward and just have a little tap there for those muscles that may well have woken up. Good. Hopefully they have. Okay, so we're going to turn onto our front again. And we're going to come up to all fours. So just push yourself up. Bring those knees under the hips, so nice and wide, not too close together. That's not good. So we want a nice stable base. Hands underneath shoulders. Love back slightly. And spread the fingers really wide. So we're going to come into a little bit of a back strengthener. And this is quite a common exercise that you might have if you have any lower back issues. You'll probably get this exercise from a physio. And the reason is it's an amazing exercise for the whole back of the body. So we love it and hope you love it too. Okay, so you're going to keep your head lifted in line with your spine the whole way through, rather than letting your head kind of relax. So your head weighs quite a bit, and if we keep our head up in line with our neck, we're going to strengthen our neck muscles as well in a good position. We don't want to strengthen them in a bad position. Okay, so you're going to stretch your right leg back. We're just going to break it down slightly. And then we're going to float that leg up just in line with the rest of the body. So we're not kind of kicking up in the air. We're going to keep it nice and level. Elbows slightly soft, belly drawn in and up. And then we just bring that leg back in. Let's try it on the other side. So stretch the leg out first along the floor, and then lift from your bottom. Yeah, so squeeze your bottom and just float that leg up in line with the body. And then lower down. Bring it back in. Make sure your knees come back to hip distance and not creeping in together. So let's try the arm. This is the one that a lot of people struggle with. So don't worry, just take it slow, okay? So draw the shoulders away from the ears. Then reach forward with that right arm. And try not to do this. Reach so far forward that you drop down. So you want to keep lifted and keep your belly lifted in and up to stay strong. So just reach far enough. And then you know when you lift up, you're not going to change the position of your shoulders. And then you just lower down and bring that hand back in. Keep soft bend in the elbow so that you can move easily. Okay, let's try the other side. So slide the hand forwards and then just float up. Keep drawing the shoulder blade down into your back pockets and then lower down. Shall we try opposite arm, opposite leg? Let's just do 1, yeah? Nice, slow. So take the left leg back along the floor, the right hand along the floor. Belly is lifted in and up, neck is lifted, head is lifted, but you're still looking down at the floor rather than like this. You want to keep neck long, and then we float. So reaching the toes back, reaching the fingers, but not moving the hip or the shoulder. Yeah, so not overreaching. And then just slowly bring it down and back underneath you. Let's try the other side. So stretch out with the leg, fingers along the floor. Find the stability first. Feel strong and then lift. So reach toes back, reach fingers forwards. Keep neck happy, keep spine happy, keep the hips happy. And then lower down. And then just bring the toes together, take the knees a little bit wider, lift the belly in and up, and just sit back. And keep the belly lifted in and up all the way so you get a lovely stretch in the back. And just bring your head down to a position that is comfortable for you. So if you have the flexibility, you might come all the way down. If not, don't worry. How are we doing? Oh, still some people with us, that's good. Okay, so we're almost at the end. I'm going to give you a couple of extra exercises just to finish with. We're going to turn around Come back onto our back. So bring yourself back down onto the mat or carpet, whatever you're using. I'm just going to move myself down so you can see what my arms are doing. Okay, so we're going to bring our arms out so that the elbows are in line with the shoulders, first off. And then the hands are just resting down onto the floor. So if your hand is lifted off of the floor, don't worry. But if your hand does touch the floor, great. It just means you have a little bit more flexibility. So you might have tight muscles in the chest or the shoulders, and that might keep your hands off the floor. But if you do this exercise, a couple of minutes a day over a long period of time, even like a couple of weeks, you'll notice a difference in these tight muscles. So just see how it goes first off, yeah? So your head just looking up at the ceiling. What we're going to do, lower body's not doing anything right now. It's all about arms and chest. We're going to keep the ribs down on the floor. That's the most important thing. So we're going to inhale and reach up. So try and get your hands to touch. You're stretching your arms all the way up and your hands touch at the top. And then as you exhale, you just pull down with your elbows. So your hands just follow. And you may, depending on how slidey your floor is, if you have a carpet, it might not be so slidey. Your elbows come in towards your waist. Again, keeping the ribs down, yeah, rather than arching the back. So my hands have slightly come away from the floor now, so I don't have perfect flexibility. I'm not perfect. Okay, inhale and reach up. And you'll feel the stretch wherever you need it. Here, I'm feeling it in the top of my shoulders. And then exhale down. Let's just do this 6 times, yeah? Close your eyes if you want to, because you don't have to look really. You just want to feel the movement. Inhale, reach up. Keep the belly lifted in enough and keep a light brace in the belly and keep those ribs down on the floor. Couple more. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, slide the elbows down. Good. Inhale, reach. And exhale. This feels so nice on my shoulders. Breathe them up. Breathe the shoulders. Okay, inhale, reach up. This is the last one. And then exhale, slide down. And just give your arms a little shake. So you feel that probably around here. Maybe a little bit on the front of the chest, is quite tight there. So hopefully that's given you a little bit of a insight into some beginners Pilates exercises. So if you look on our YouTube channel, Sport and Active Communities, Roehampton Sport and Active Community, you'll see last week's beginners video as well. That was slightly different. So if you want to kind of build on the exercises that we did last week, we're going to do these beginners videos for a few weeks now. So there'll be a bank of exercises that you can do, and they're all half an hour. But yeah, it was lovely to see lots of you. I'm just going to quickly have a look and see if there's any comments or anything that I need to answer a question. But yeah, hope you enjoyed the session. And we're going to take a quick break now before we go into the improvers or the intermediate session, which is for anyone that has a little bit of Pilates experience and knows how to activate these muscles a little bit, and they've had some past experience and done a few sessions really. And that's going to start at 12:45, so that's in a few minutes time. So just going to take a break now. Thanks for joining.